Independence is a value that is common across all journalists who have integrity. Independence in journalistic circles means that you're not influenced by the people you cover or any possible reward or penalty for publishing the story that you're working on. So independence is a value that should be there regardless of the company you work for or whether you work for yourself or someone else. The Maggies was founded as a way to honor Maggie Hughes, who was an independent journalist in Hamilton and who worked on her own time on behalf of a lot of people who weren't so fortunate and who didn't have a voice. And we wanted to honor both Maggie's memory and encourage and support those people who are working as independent journalists.
Live in her legacy live and honor her in a way that was reflective upon who she was.
And that's one of the main reasons I'm involved. I'm just hoping that some of the young people who are interested in this type of journalism, independent media, will follow in her footsteps with the same kind of passion,
She knew everything about everything that she needed to know.
Is someone who doesn't have the backing of a company, someone who's basically working on their own and covering stories frequently for little or no pay, and perhaps even using their own money to cover stuff. Well, I think there's room for both. We think of independent journalists in this sense, in addition to, but not instead of. So places like the Hamilton Spectator, or the Toronto Star, CHCH, CHML, these are very important voices in the city. Very important that journalists can work there and have the backing of a company and get a regular paycheck and get that support. In addition to that, it's great. The more voices that we have in journalism, the better coverage we have and the more informed we are as a public. Competition is always a good thing. Competition gets journalists to focus on the stories in terms of not so much getting first, because I think sometimes that can detract from the value of a story, but getting the facts right and getting the depth of the story and telling stories perhaps that other journalists aren't telling. The Maggies, Maggie Hughes' niece, Sherry Curry, is involved. She's a founding member. Kevin McKay, who is a sociology professor here at Mohawk College. Myself, I teach journalism here, and Amanda Stewart, who runs Activism Hamilton.